Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Grandma Hershey Cooks. I'm Grandma Hershey, spelled with the U and not an E. So I don't know what was going on last week with the internet. It was act like it was kind of glitchy. So I'm sure hoping that today we don't get no glitch. Okay. So anyway, you like my little Christmas hat? I almost forgot to put it on. So I'm just glad I did. But anywho, this is episode 95. Yes, 95. Oh. And we are making German chocolate cupcakes. And these are low sugar, low carb, gluten-free German chocolate cupcakes. Grandma Hershey had to work with it, but we made it. We made it do what it's gonna do. Okay, like Ray Charles said. and Oh, but first we're gonna get started a little backwards because this is a kind of a long process. So I already made the cupcakes. I'm gonna make sure I see this right. And you see a little dip in it. I don't know what the reason is for the dip. I don't know if it's the flour or what, but it worked out perfect because when you put the frosting on there, you can put more frosting in. So anywho, we made the cupcakes in advance. The right way. Okay, make that in advance. So I'm going to tell you about what I did after we get the frosting started because it takes 15 minutes. Okay, so German chocolate cake, if somebody make you one from scratch, you need to give them a hug and a kiss because it is not an easy job. All right, I usually do this once a year. This is the first time I did it with the gluten-free style. So, but it came out pretty good, I say, and it did taste good. So who is that? Oh, there is Deborah King. Hey, girlfriend, that's my other December friend, my December sister. By another mother. Yes, indeed. So, anywho, I'm gonna try to look on the screen and talk at the same time. You know how Grandma Hershey do, she talks so fast. So, anywho, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the frosting first. And then I can tell you as this cooking what's what. So the frosting, you're going to use 4 egg yolks. Now, when you do, don't throw away the egg whites because 2 egg whites is equivalent to 1 whole egg. And you can put that in the cake, and that's going to lower your cholesterol. And when I tell you the comparison, you'll see what I'm talking about. So you're going to have 4 egg yolks. You're going to have 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. We called it pet milk growing up because that's what brand I found out is the brand called pet milk. And so, but there are other brands of evaporated milk. Don't get the condensed milk. That is not the same thing. Pet milk, evaporated milk. That's what it's going to say. Okay. And then you're going to have 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla flavoring and 3/4 cups of sugar and 3/4 cups of your favorite sweetener. Okay, that's how we cut the sugar and its carbs. And then we have 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter and 6 tablespoons of your favorite margarine. All right, that way you get that half and half of what you like. You get less cholesterol, less fat, and less salt. All right. And then you're going to also have a 7-ounce bag of the coconut, a sweetened coconut. And I use Baker's, okay? But you can use whichever brand you want, best choice, it don't matter. And then you also need 1/2 cups of pecans, potato. 1/2 cups of chopped pecans. I use Fisher's this time, okay? And that's what you do for the frosting. So the first thing we're going to do, I need to turn this stove on. It's the first thing I need to do. I should have had it going. And we're going to have the stove on medium, okay, medium heat. And so now what I did was I put the vanilla flavor in with the egg yolk so I wouldn't have to have so many containers, basically. And then some of the egg yolk decide they're going to dissolve anywho. So we have 4 egg yolks in here, believe it or not. Put that in the pot. And it's good if you use a whisk, but you can use a spoon, whichever way you want to do it. A spatula, whatever, it don't matter. As long as you can stir it up and get it mixed in together, okay? Oh, there go Tom. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Merry Christmas Eve to you too, Tom. I love this. I love this. Oh man. So the next year we're going to have, like I will have be at, why this thing smoke. Anywho, you get your bloopers here. long as it don't catch on fire, we good. So anywho, next year I plan on being at different people's homes and as a guest, and have 2 or 3 people as tasters for our panel, and make a few recipes from the book that's going to be done by then, and then make a new recipe on the show, and we'll have a real live show for real. Okay, so I can be coming to your neighborhood. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the butter and margarine combination. Put that in. All right, get on in there. Okay, that in there. Then we're going to add the sugar, the sugars as I call it. And if you want this recipe, it is in the description part on the YouTube thing, or you can email me, Grandmahursheycooks, all one word, at gmail.com and spell with a U, and I will send you the recipe. No problem. Okay, you can get that for free. We're going to take these out. Why are they trying to harden up on me? That's supposed to be the sweetener. I'm pretty sure it's not the sugar. Okay, put that in there. That's going to be part of this yummy, yummy frosting. I mean, the best part to me of the German chocolate cake is the frosting. That's the only way my youngest daughters will eat coconut is if it's the German chocolate kind, the frosting. It just tastes so good. Okay, we got the sugar in here. Then we're going to put the pet milk should be going in here right along at the same time. Get my instructions. I don't want to mess up the recipe. Yep. That's correct. Gonna add our pet milk. Every time Grandma Hershey go off script, she mess up. So stay on script. That's all I can do. Stay on script and follow the recipe. Okay, we're gonna slowly whisk it first to get it going good. I want that butter to melt. Ooh, I just got some on my dress. Alrighty. You get your bloopers here. I can't change nothing. So we're trying to get that stirred in. So while all of that is getting going, we're going to start talking about the cake part. Okay. We'll talk about the, we'll talk about the cake part, the cupcake part, rather. And that's the same recipe for cake. You can either use an oblong pan and make it as a cake, or you can use the cupcakes. I thought it would be easier. Okay. So on the cake part, the cupcake part, it was 1 package of the Baker's German sweet chocolate, the one that come in that little green box looking thing. Use one of those. It's 4 ounces. Then there's 6 tablespoons of butter, unsalted butter, 6 tablespoons of margarine, whatever your favorite is, 3/4 cups of sugar, 3/4 cups of sweetener. Can you imagine if you use all sugar? When I read you what the average is, you're going to be like, whoa, I'm going to have to make a Grandma Hershey way from now on in order to be able to eat the cupcakes. Then those egg whites that we had from the egg yolks, we're going to put those in. That was 4 egg whites and 1 whole egg. Okay. Then you're going to have 1 teaspoon of vanilla in the cupcake. And I used sorghum flour. I did 1 cup of that. And and almond flour, 1 cup of the almond flour. And we had a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of my favorite kosher salt, thanks to John, my score mentor, who told me about that. I've been using it ever since. And we had 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum for the almond flour so it can stay together. And then we had 1 cup of buttermilk. Okay, so now I don't drink buttermilk. All right, some people do. I like to use it when I'm cooking. I don't have a problem with that. And then I was saying, okay, now what am I gonna do with the rest of the buttermilk? Because for both sets of cupcakes, I only had to use 2 cups of buttermilk. Well, I asked that question. The next day I had an email about a buttermilk pie. Anybody on here ever had a buttermilk pie? I never had one, but the picture looks good. It looked like a custard pie. So we're going to make that on one of these shows one day. So we're going to see what it's about, okay? Because I got to use this buttermilk. I know I can freeze it probably, but we're going to use that buttermilk. We're not going to waste that buttermilk, okay? But the cost of things today, no way, Jose. If anybody named Jose is watching. So let's okay. While we still wait on this to start boiling, then we are going to talk about the comparison of Grandma Hershey's. I'm gonna turn this up a little because we got to make sure this is done in time. All right. Grandma Hershey's German chocolate cupcakes compared to this place called Tubby's Steak and Cheese. Because I went to Nutrition Nicks, and that's who they gave me that I could compare to. So their calories for one cupcake, 570. Woo! But I can believe it because they probably use all regular sugar. And Grandma Hershey's calories, 315. Huh. At this rate, you could have 2 cupcakes. Then their saturated fat was 14. Grandma Hershey's was 9. Their cholesterol, 80. Woo. Grandma Hershey's cholesterol, 42.3. Okay. That's because we use those egg whites instead of all eggs. Then there's sodium, 490 milligrams of salt in one cupcake. Oh my God, that's a third for my whole day. Grandma Hershey's, 176.5. Their carbs. Now get ready. Sit down if you're not sitting down. Their carbs, 63. That's almost my age. Mercy. Grandma Hershey carbs, 27.1. Now, I don't mind being that age again. How about that? Then their sugar, because they use all sugar, was 46 for one cupcake. That's more than what you're supposed to have in the whole day. Grandma Hershey sugar, 19.5. You're welcome. And then, okay, so this is almost ready to start boiling. I wish they had a glass pots, but for the top of the stove, I haven't seen any. I would love that so you could see what's going on here. Okay, then now they got me on the protein. That's because of the eggs. So their protein was 8 and mine was 4. So that's still not bad. Okay, so their fiber was only 2, but because of the sweetener that I use, the fiber for these cupcakes is 14.2. So you don't want a whole lot of cupcakes, or you're gonna be in the bathroom. Okay, so unless you need cleaning out, then hey, go for it. So now the net carbs. So when you deduct the fiber from their carbs, you get 61 net carbs. When you deduct the fiber from Grandma Hershey's carbs, then you end up with a net carb of 12.9. Okay, how good is it? Ooh, it's boiling now. Let's turn this back down to medium and let's set our timer. Oops. Hold on, Grandma Hershey dropped her cue cards. All my shout outs is on there. Okay, we're gonna set the timer first though. We're gonna set, I'm gonna start off with 10 minutes because it's going pretty fast and we may can get done in 10 minutes. How about that? If it's not as thick as I like in 10 minutes, we'll go a little longer. All right, let me get my cue card. Don't go nowhere. Got him. Okay, so now that we got that out the way. Okay, so we got that out the way. We explained the cupcakes. So what you do is once you mix all that together with the cupcakes, then you're going to also have your oven set for 350. Going backwards is kind of weird. So, but your oven is going to be set for 350. Okay. So, and now how you put the cupcake together, since I told you what the ingredients were, but I didn't tell you how to put it together. So what you do with cupcakes, after you preheat your oven to 350, then you're going to take your chocolate and your butter and margarine, and you're going to melt it in the microwave for 2 minutes. But it did good for 1 minute. So I would start with 1 minute and then stir it up. All you want to do is for that chocolate to dissolve and that butter and margarine to go in together. Okay. So then you're going to stir all that together until it's completely melted. Then you're going, and so use kind of a big bowl, whatever your mixing bowl is going to be, to make sure it's microwave safe. Then you're going to add the sugars and you're going to stir that well. Okay. Then you're going to take the egg whites and beat that in. Then you're going to take the one egg and beat it in. See, it's a process, the German chocolate cake. I'm telling you, anybody who make you German chocolate cake, you better kiss them and hug them and thank them. All right. Then after you do that, you're going to, in a small bowl, you're going to take the sorghum flour, the baking soda, and the salt and stir it together and add that to the chocolate mixture and mix it well. Then you're going to take in a different bowl, or you, by the time you empty it out, you could use that bowl. And you're going to take the almond flour and the xanthan gum and stir it up. And you're going to alternate between the buttermilk and the almond flour, okay, into your chocolate mixture. And then once you get through with that and get it all blended in, you have your little baking cups in your pan. I got that big old baking pan with 24 in one. Boy, I feel good. I had to put it in the oven once and take it out once. Okay, so get you one of those. I tell you, you will love it. All right, and then you bake it for say 30 minutes. I got 25 to 30, but depending on your oven. So after 25, you can check it with a toothpick. And if it comes out clean, it's ready. Otherwise, do the other 5 minutes. Okay. I had to do 30 on my oven. And then you let it cool for 10 minutes and in the pan, and you put the cupcakes on a cooling rack, a baking rack, and then let it cool completely. So while it's cooling, that's when you can make your frosting. Okay. So I mean, it's really coming out good. Let's see if I can show it to you. It's boiling. It's almost like a little pudding. I would imagine it can make it into a pudding. But by the time you cook it as long as you need to, it's going to turn into a frosting. And then you're going to add those coconuts and those pecans. Now, I have a granddaughter and a grandson who don't eat nuts. So make sure that when this is done, after I put the coconut in, that I take some out for them, for their cupcakes, and then add the pecans. Don't let me forget now, okay? I don't want them mad at me for Christmas. Okay. So, well, now that that is still going, what time we got left? We still got 6 minutes. So this gives me time to do the shout outs. How about that? All right, let me get my card. I don't want to leave nobody out this time. Okay. So I had two tasters this week. So I had met up with Daryl and Lonnie. They was getting something from the storage. And so Daryl asked me, well, what are you making this week, gluten-free lady? Lonnie started calling me the gluten-free lady. I saw them making German chocolate cupcakes, and they both said, I want some. So they were my tasters this week. So they tasted it, and they said it was really good. Okay, so that's two grown men. They had three apiece, and they wanted more. So that's all they could get. All right, we had to give some to somebody else. So, but at least it was good. Okay. Then I want to shout out to the ones that was on the show last week. We was having so much fun. We had Marcy and Najee and Tom, Kay and Regina, and my friend Narcoplexic. That's what I forgot his real name. I'm sorry, Losiento, but his code name is Narcoplexic, and he does a lot of art. And he tells a story. He writes books. He tells a story about narcolepsy, his narcolepsy experiences, and he put pictures to it. I thought that was very good. So Narcoplexic, thank you for showing up. And so they were interacting on the show. I was able to say a few things here and there, and I really, really enjoyed it. Okay. And then I also want to shout out to the ones who watched it later. And that was John, my scorpion tour, Darwin, Aya, my sister, my niece in Colorado, and Andrea, Diana, the chaffle lady. I hope she don't get mad at me calling her that, because she is the chaffle lady. She makes the best chaffles. And the Sabelle and my brother, my brother Hurley, they watched the show. If I didn't say your name, I just didn't know that you watched the show. And I thank you for watching. Okay. Then let's see what somebody's saying now. Say, oh, she's heard of the buttermilk pie. Oh, she said put some more buttermilk and cornbread. Oh, okay. And jalapeno. Girl, we're gonna make that, okay? We're gonna make that. And then let's say set it outdoors for 10 minutes and it will cool quickly. Okay. Oh, and thank you, Tom. He said you like my hair. I said, make sure I take this thing off after the show. So if this wig come off with it, you won't get another blooper. Thank you, Tom. Okay. So, this is thick. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. And so, okay, well, now we had 4 birthdays. Now, one is actually called a gotcha day. That's because Fitzy, remember our cat, Fitzy? Well, he was fine. He was, let me see, he was bought. I guess that's how Diana got him. Whichever way she got him, she called it gotcha day. So he had a gotcha day. For us, it's like a birthday. And then there was my granddaughter, KK. She's the one that don't like the nuts. And then there was Diana's daughter, Carrie. I call her my Atlanta daughter. We first met at the narcolepsy conference in Atlanta. I call her my Atlanta daughter. And then there's my friend Deborah, who's on right now. It was her birthday too. So I'm going to sing to all my lovely friends while this is boiling, because it is really getting there. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy gotcha day, Fitzy. And happy birthday to KK, Carrie, and Deborah. Happy birthday to you. And many more. I love you guys. I just love birthdays. I get to act the clown. So how much we got? 2 minutes. All right. Let's turn it up just a little more, because I want to make sure it's thick enough. Okay. Because it's looking kind of thick. I don't know what's up. Okay. We want this to be nice. I mean, it turns it, because you see this one right here. Okay, let me do it right. That frosting. Yeah, we want this one to turn out just as good. Okay. So, and also when you're making this frosting, you do have to stir it a lot, just like making pudding. You have to stir that. I tell you, stuff from scratch ain't no joke. Okay. But it is so worth it in the end. Okay. So now, next week, our last show for December is the succotash. All right, that was everybody's third choice, fourth choice, and so we're gonna make succotash next week. All right, so next week. This week I'm going to send you another list of 10 recipes to choose from for January. Okay, and then whatever the top 4 are, that's what we'll be making. And so I'm going to send that this week so I can announce on the show next week what 4 recipes we making in January. Yes, indeedy. And I guess that's about it on that. Well, we're almost done with this. Almost. So what else? I would never say rocket. Thank it. Oh, Lordy. I tell you, I can't wait to have a show, a live. This is a live show, but I can't wait to have a live show with the audience in the room. I know that's going to be a blast. And I'm serious. If you want me to come to your place to do a show, then we can do that. And we can have us a few people that are their guests there to taste the food. Oh, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. And I like for the guests to choose what recipe to make. So it's going to be fun. Okay. Let's see. It's getting thick. It's almost ready for our coconut. Oops. There's our timer. Okay. There's our timer. So let's see. Let's put this spoon in it. Let's see how thick it is. Oh, I would like that to be a little thicker. Okay. Little thick, please. So it's getting there. We're going to take another little minute, maybe. So you guys have plans for Christmas tomorrow? Tomorrow, I know my daughter and her children, which are my grandchildren, and myself, we're going to go to someone's house, and I'm taking these cupcakes as I'm making on the show right now, and some cornbread, because one kid kept saying she wants some cornbread. She loves cornbread, so I'm going to make that gluten-free cornbread. She going to think she eating Jiffy. Gonna take that cornbread for her, okay? And her birthday is coming up next week. I'll sing to her next week, okay? So, okay, I believe this is cooked pretty good. Let's do the spoon test again. Okay, that might work out, because when it cools down, it'll thicken up some also. But I want it to cool down enough so we can spread one of these cupcakes. Okay. So I think that's good enough. We're going to take our 7-ounce. So I bought the 14-ounce bag and I used half yesterday. We're going to use the other half right now. We're going to take the, we're going to take the whisk out and I'm going to use this spatula. Okay. So we're going to stir in the coconuts. 7 ounces of coconut with just the small bags by themselves. So I just got the big bag because it was cheaper. Might as well save some pennies somewhere. Use those pennies for something. Oh, speaking of saving money. So I went to the store called Price Chopper, right? So they have these fancy dancy carts. And for weeks, I've been putting it off. And last week, I said, okay, when I come back, I'm going to use your fancy cart. So I went in there and the man explained to me how it go. And he said, now, if you spend $35 or more, you get a chance to spin the wheel. I said, okay. He said, you can win from $2 to $20. I said, oh, okay. So when I got ready to check out, of course, I had enough. So I spun the wheel. I was at that shop like I won $1 million. And this one lady was at the register going like, she just won some money. I loved it. I said, I'm using that card from now on. I don't care how much they give me. As long as they give me something off that bill. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's see. This is how it looked before the nuts. I might cook it a little longer, but I am going to take the ones that stump out for my granddaughter and grandson for their cupcakes, because they do not like nuts. I don't want them mad at me for Christmas. So this probably be enough for them. Yeah. So we'll put that to the side for them. And then, I don't know what this is on my laptop, but I don't want that to get messed up. Okay. Then we're going to add our pecans. Okay. Spoon out. Going to add our chopped pecans. And, I already had the bag open. Okay, put out 1.5 cups of chopped pecans in there. Pecans. And we're going to stir that in. You see the pecans in there? We're going to stir that in there. And that's going to absorb some of the liquid. And like I said, as it cool off, it will thicken more. So this is, it looks so tasty. I could just eat it out the pot if I really wanted to, but I don't, because then I'm going to be getting a whole ton of calories and all this loveliness. Oh, Lord, we don't need no extra like that. Already, Grandma Hershey really been eating with her birthday month. I say the whole month. I've had so many free coupons to this, free coupons to that, friends and family taking me out to eat. I said, oh, come January, I'm going to have to do the keto, the keto diet for at least 2 weeks. So don't be surprised if y'all got some keto choices on that list. Grandma Hershey, she's gained at least 5 pounds. We got to get rid of that. We're supposed to try to get rid of weight, not gaining it. So anyway, I'm going to show you what this look like. See how good that looks? Look like German chocolate frosting. Put some on this spoon. Maybe you can see it better. See how it looks? So I like to use this long spoon, if you have a long spoon, because for these cupcakes for the frosting part, especially since they had their little dip. I said, I didn't like the dip at first, but it makes sound pretty good to me after I start putting the frosting on top. So you put the frosting, goes in the dip, and it's enough frosting, I tell you, because it was a little bit left over. And usually you let the frosting cool off for at least 10 minutes before you frost the cake. But since time is of the essence around here, then we're going to just frost this one. Now, Grandma Hershey, she's not going to take off of that one, okay? Because that one's hot. We're going to eat the one that was made, that the kitchen angels made last night, okay? So we're going to taste it and make sure it's not poison. Oh, and then look at the texture. See how they look? Look like a cake to me, baby. All right, we're going to make sure it's not poison. All right, here we go. It's so moist. Like I want to melt in my mouth. See, it looks so good. And with that little dip, get more frosting. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got to take one for the team, honey. I might be smacking. I hope not. Pardon moi if I am. Mm-hmm. And this was made last night. And it'll taste just as fresh as if it was made today. Mm-mm-mm. This is so good. Uh-oh. I go my alarm. I don't know if you hear it. That's telling me to take my keto gummies. I should have took it for the show. I'm gonna show you eating this cupcake after it's over. So anyway, that's all for today. Hey, Najee, you late, but you made it, and I thank you. So anyway, that's it for today. And next week is the succotash, okay? And we say, oh, I'm telling you, you're gonna love this cupcake. Najee is another friend of mine. He's gonna get some cupcakes too. He helps me. He fixed my car, so he helps me a lot. So he definitely gets some treats. Okay. Anyway, that's enough. You guys have a great holiday, whatever you're celebrating, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you're celebrating. Have a great one, okay? And I will see you next, not Thursday, Lord have mercy. Next Tuesday on New Year's Eve, we're going to rock the year on out, okay? I might even have some music in the background. Who knows? That's about it. But this cake, I'm telling you, you will be the belle of the ball. You'll be the favorite person there. And they're going to ask you to make it over and over again. But make this cake. You will love it. All right. Merry Christmas, Deborah. See you all next week. Be good. Behave. Don't get drunk. If you do, make sure you got a driver. All right. Don't drink and drive. In other words. All right. See you guys later. I got to work with this mouse. Here we go. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.